Good day, dear chess lovers, Soren here, and in today's video I want to share with you a fantastic game which Estonian chess grandmaster Paul Keres played at the age of 19. His opponent is Werner-Eberhard Kunerth, and this was a correspondence game played in 1935. Keres is on the white side and he opened up with e4, to which Kunerth answered with e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. The good old Italian game is on the board. Bishop c5, c3. White is preparing to establish a classical pawn center, and there we have it. The classical Italian is on the board. As you know, nowadays d3 is the move preferred at the top level, gioco pianissimo, but we have the aggressive d4, e takes d4, c takes d4, bishop b4 check. Here white has two main alternatives. White is usually either playing bishop d2 or knight c3. In the game we have the so-called Greco's attack, knight c3, inviting knight takes e4, which was made in the game, and Keres castled kingside. Yeah, he's playing very aggressively, and I really adore what's happening on the board. Bishop takes c3, d5. Still white is not hurrying to win the bishop, is attacking black knight. Bishop goes back on f6. Rook e1, this time targeting the knight on e4. Knight e7, and the knight on e4 drops. d6, bishop g5. The bishop on f6 is strengthening the king side too much. That's why by exchanging the dark squared bishops, white wants to weaken opponent's position. An exchange on g5 followed, and black castled kingside. Nowadays, usually black is playing h6. If queen e2, then h takes g5. This is how the line goes. If here, then bishop e6, and then f6. All in all, we have an equality on the board, but in our game we have castling kingside by black, which allowed Keres to go for knight takes h7. King takes h7, queen h5 check. Let me tell you that up to this point there is nothing wrong with black's position. We have an equality, but black has to be very careful, of course. f5, neutralizing the mating threat, rook h3. According to Stockfish, playing queen h7 check, and then rook h6 is better. Now white is threatening bishop e2 followed by bishop h5 check. That's why black should play rook g8. And already to bishop e2, black can answer with king f8. Yeah, at this point you should play rook e1. In our game after f5 we have rook h3 and bishop d7. Not the best defense, f7 is better. If check, then king f7, and if here, then knight f5. And seems like that black is really managing to solidify his position. But in our game after f5, rook h3, we have bishop d7 answer, rook e1. So new forces are coming, rook f6, check, king f7. This is a mistake, better is king f8. And the idea is that now, in case of rook g3, you can play g6. The pawn on g7 is not pinned, but black played king f7. Rook g3, knight g6. Black is making another mistake. Rook g6 is better. If check, then queen takes e7, and if queen takes g6, then king g8. And again, seems like that black is managing to get out of that difficult situation. But in our game, we have knight g6. And it was in here that Paul Keres made a staggering move. Can you find his next move? Ready? Now look, black wants to play queen h8. And if black can exchange the queens, then black can even get a winning position. For example, now if you play h4, then just queen h8. That's why in here, Keres played a fantastic rook e6 move, and already queen h8 is not working because rook takes f6, black can't recapture with the queen, and yeah, this is just crushing white is winning. That's why in our game after rook e6 we have bishop takes e6. By the way, after rook e6 already white is threatening to go for this h4 h5 advance. That's why black accepted the exchange sacrifice, and there followed d takes e6 check, king f8, and another very beautiful move, which I think looks more beautiful than rook e6. Now question arises, how should white proceed? Ready? Now look, if you play rook takes g6, then after several exchanges, black can play queen f6. That's why at this point white played e7 check. Just a marvelous pawn sacrifice, and yeah, this is how white is managing to win. The bishop's diagonal is already open. If you win the pawn, then a checkmate will follow. And what else black can play? Black played king takes e7. Well, you can't even play knight takes e7 because of this check, right? That's why black played king takes e7, and there comes queen takes g7 check. King e8, rook takes g6, and finally black resigned. If rook takes g6, then queen f7, checkmate. A very, very impressive game. Keres played really accurately, and that's natural because let's not forget that this was a correspondence game. Keres had plenty of time to calculate and analyze all the possible variations, and yeah, all in all, the game was very accurate and at the same time a very beautiful one. I'm sure that you enjoyed it greatly. Feel free to share it with your friends as well, and in the end a chess puzzle where the task is to win with the black pieces. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in my next video.